Coming up, Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital signs a memorandum of cooperation with Myanmar's Grand Hantha Hospital. In China, Tzu Chi volunteers in Dongguan bring a much-needed hospital bed for a paralyzed man in Daojiao Town. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Lee-Shioda. Thank you for joining us. In Kaohsiung, Sanlin Junior High School's traditional arts building was damaged severely in the 2010 earthquake that struck the region. In 2014, the Education Bureau tagged the building unsafe for use, which meant students must borrow other classrooms for their lessons. After a survey of the situation, the Tzu Chi Foundation undertook the rebuilding project and broke ground on June 7th. This groundbreaking ceremony is filled with thousands of blessings. Sanlin Junior High School's traditional arts building was damaged in the 6.4 magnitude earthquake that hit Kaohsiung in 2010.
Due
to the damage to the room, the students must hold their lessons elsewhere. This, of course, is inconvenient, and thus we have a responsibility to undertake this rebuilding mission.
The Tzu Chi Foundation hopes upon completion of this project traditional talents could continue to be passed on to the next generation.
With the facility and the knowledge, we can actualize our goals in teaching the arts.
The
nurturing of local talents can lead to a more prosperous future here.
With the estimated completion date at 6 months from now, students can look forward to learning in a safe environment in the days ahead. Tzu Chi volunteers in Suzhou, China recently made some home visits to students receiving financial assistance. The primary aim of such visit is to understand the living conditions of the students. However, volunteers often find themselves in other roles, helping to solve problems or comfort the families.
At this student's home in Jiangsu, Tzu Chi volunteers often act as family counselors.
Tiangui is a fine child, really outstanding. There are not many children his age around here, so be sure to spend more time with him.
Sometimes the volunteers are spiritual teachers. These two brothers, Li Zongshuo and Li Zongrei, lost their father in a car accident. When their mother is unable to deal with their loss, volunteers are there to offer the family some encouragement.
We're here as a family for you. You three are still blessed to share a home together. These two fine young boys will be here for you. They'll take good care of you and help you with anything you need.
Seeing what a source of love and support for the students the volunteers are made a deep impact on the student's teacher, who was himself moved to action.
There's a feeling that you get in your heart. You can feel it. It comes naturally, but it's not necessarily always there. Only after you calm your heart can you recognize the feeling. This is something everyone can develop.
Teacher Lin Zhao has decided to use the stories of volunteers' monthly visits as the basis for his teaching materials, and he hopes that Tzu Chi's good deeds will influence even more children.
The founder of Myanmar's Grand Hantha Hospital recently arrived in Taiwan to sign a memorandum of cooperation with Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital. He noted that he was deeply touched by the work of TIMA during disaster relief efforts in his country. In the future, both hospitals will engage in medical exchange with the hope of improving medical services in Myanmar.
Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital and Myanmar's Grand Hantha Hospital signed a memorandum of cooperation to engage in more medical exchanges in the future. The founder of the Grand Hantha Hospital was impressed by TIMA's services during times of disaster and eagerly looked forward to future medical cooperation.
During times of emergency, Tzu Chi International Medical Association immediately came to our assistance and aid. As for the future, I sincerely hope that we can continue to seek these opportunities to work together long into the future.
Grand Hantha Hospital will open in Yangon in August of this year, with 700 hospital beds, making it a mid-sized hospital. Prior to opening, members of the hospital came to share in exchange with Taiwan. Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital staff members from the Department of Nephrology, Division of Endocrinology and Metabolism, and Division of Rehabilitation engage in an instructional discussion.
技术上的交流啊，未来不管是
Whether it is technical exchange or the experts come in here in the future, or when needed, we offer guidance over there. Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital hopes to help Myanmar improve the quality of their medical care.
Staff from Myanmar's Grand Hantha Hospital toured the Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital to learn more about the hospital and the humanistic practices which are part of this medical institution. In the future, they hope to bring this type of culture back to their country and improve the quality of healthcare for all Myanmar citizens.
Today, we take a look at another very special farmers market located on the campus of the National Zhongxing University. This market is sponsored by professors from the College of Agriculture, and all of the items sold are certified organic crops. Besides farmers selling organic food, consumers can also share their ideas on buying organic products with the farmers.
Carefully brewing these homegrown coffee beans is Wen Yijiang, who was once a professional soldier. For the sake of his son, he gave up his military uniform and became a farmer.
你不要把皮削掉，还把皮留着，因为它的皮是它营养的关键。
My child was diagnosed as suffering from autism. This led me to think about what I could do for him, as I later discovered that what he really needed was more and more love.
He led his wife and child to begin organic farming, and each week they take the long trip from Jiai's Meisan to Taichung to share their family's labor of love, which is his agricultural output. Every farmer at this organic market has their own story to tell, as they all share a common love of organic agricultural products.
这金钻呢？嘿。
Liu Ruiming is from Tainan's Guanmiao and has been farming organic pineapple for nearly 30 years. He says the process is very demanding, but produces healthier and natural products.
The
The hardest thing about raising pineapples is that it takes more than a year of work. If you want to cut the weeds, you have to use this machine or do it by hand. There's just no other way. It's a lot different than conventional practices.
While there may not be many organic agricultural products for sale, many appreciate the intentions of these farmers, and a lot of friendships are made.
这个吃起来很好嘛。
It's quite healthy and good for the body.
Organic products naturally don't have any chemical pollution, and of course, they're good for the body as well as good for the environment.
This organic farmers market at National Zhongxing University's College of Agriculture is not only sponsored by professors at the school, but also supported by farmers, volunteers, consumers, and students. We even wrote a special theme song for the market. This market takes place every Saturday morning and is held on the National Zhongxing University campus. Over the past 9 years, it has become one of the representative organic markets in Taiwan.
Early on, small organic farmers didn't have much access to distribution channels, so we founded this market to provide them with a sales platform. They can directly communicate with consumers. We wanted to provide everyone with a place to buy safe food.
Organic farmers pay great attention to environmental protection and offer discounts to those who bring their own shopping bags. The market organizers and farmers also meet to discuss ideas about farming, as this market is not just an area for business transactions, but also an exchange of ideas as to how we can better care for the earth.
To teach Tzu Chi a lesson about rice farming, Tzu Chi Kuala Lumpur and Selangor chapter organized an event in Sekenchan, a town famous for being a major supplier of rice in Malaysia. As the Tzu Chi toiled away under the heat, these young students learned to appreciate the farmers' hard work.
At noon, farmers are weeding under the scorching sun. Their sweat drips down to the ground. Each and every grain of rice in your bowl is the fruit of toiling farmers. This Tang Dynasty poem describes farmers' hard work. In Kuala Lumpur, 36 volunteers led 95 Tzu Chi to Sekenchan, a famous town for rice farming. The owner of the rice milling plant first teaches the children how to harvest and thresh rice, reminding them not to waste rice.
Rice that isn't mature won't come off the stalks. Therefore, we tell the farmers to wait until the rice is mature.
Being mindful of this lesson, Tzu Chi's wearing rubber boots begin to harvest rice in this paddy, experiencing the hard work of farmers.
We eat rice every day, but we don't know how it is produced. Today, we've come to Sikhan to experience the hard work of farmers. I finally realized how every grain of rice is so precious, so we should cherish it.
Threshing the rice, Tzu Chi's try their best to make sure the rice ends up in the bucket to avoid any waste.
Farmers have to harvest rice in large paddy fields. I only harvested a handful of rice and felt that it was not easy. After you harvest the rice, you still have to thresh it with full force.
The most important thing is for these Tzu Chis to experience farming firsthand. They'll understand how farmers in the early days toiled away planting rice.
After this farming lesson, these children who knew nothing about rice planting have come to realize the importance of cherishing food, as well as other resources in their life.
The effort that volunteers put into recycling and protecting the environment can be very inspiring. In归仁district of Tainan, there is a husband and wife pair of volunteers who have been silently hard at work for the past decade. Together, they are doing their part to look after the earth for future generations.
Equipped with a large garbage bag and a bamboo pole, Mr. Lee is ready to collect recycling. Every day, once in the morning and later in the afternoon, he heads out to do his work. And he is no stranger to his neighbors in the community.
It's not just this area. He collects from all over归仁.
After he retired from the army, we settled down and did a little business. After we stopped working, he had started recycling. He rode a bike everywhere back then, everywhere from Yongkang to Dongguan.
Grandpa Lee is 87 years old. He used to ride his bike to collect recycling in this area, but now he has to walk. He may be hard of hearing, but that hasn't kept him from helping his community. Now it's Mrs. Lee who rides the bike to take recyclables.
We've done all right. We do what we can, the master says, to encourage the public to take responsible actions.
They've been here a long time. It doesn't matter if it's a typhoon out or the summer heat like it is now. After they eat and rest a bit, they'll be right back out there to collect. They're a treasure to our community.
Even in old age, this couple's dedication to caring for the earth and future generations of their community is truly inspiring.
Living in Banqiao, New Taipei City, Tzu Chi care recipient Mr. Yang, who has congenital amblyopia, is unable to see clearly. To maintain order in his house, to provide him with a better living environment, more than 30 volunteers have pitched in to give his house a makeover.
In Banqiao, New Taipei City, most of the paint has fallen off the walls in this 30-some-year-old dusty house. More than 30 local Tzu Chi volunteers have come with cleaning supplies for care recipient Mr. Yang's home. Homeowner Mr. Yang, who has congenital amblyopia, is unable to clearly see the poor conditions of his home. To provide the solitary man with a better living environment, the volunteers paint the house after a thorough cleaning.
It is like cleaning my own house. As I give it a thorough cleaning, I also purify my mind.
The house looks new again. After we paint the place, it will look different and the house owner will be delighted.
Among the cleaning crew is Fu Mao Chang, who was a former Tzu Chi care recipient. He took the day off to join the volunteers and says that he feels extremely joyful, helping others with his strength.
I'm very happy. With so many Tzu Chi brothers and sisters working together, we can do it quickly. Look, the work is almost done.
With the joint effort of the volunteers, after just one morning, Mr. Yang's house has gotten a brand new look. To celebrate, the volunteers have brought a cake.
The Tzu Chi brothers and sisters help me make the place so comfortable and clean. I'm very grateful.
As the volunteers sing to offer their best wishes for Mr. Yang, he has felt the familial warmth and will be able to live more safely and comfortably.
Tzu Chi's love and care for the less fortunate is also very strong in Dongguan's poorest town, Daojiao. Among the care recipients Tzu Chi volunteers are looking after is Mr. Yuan, who is paralyzed and unable to speak. Knowing he needs further assistance, recently volunteers brought him a hospital bed, allowing his stay in bed to be a little bit more comfortable.
A car accident left Mr. Yuan paralyzed and without the ability to speak. His care has been entrusted to his wife, who also has to care for their 2 school-aged children. Over the past 5 years, life has become unbearably difficult.
He loved to make new friends. He would go out when he had free time and had lots of friends. Now that he's like this, no one comes to see him.
Tzu Chi volunteers regularly visit this family every month. Today they have delivered a little gift. After an assessment by volunteers, they decided to purchase a hospital bed for the family. It was quite difficult moving this bed into the small alley. Assembling the bed was also quite difficult, including a few mistakes. But after some patient work and more than an hour of assembly, the installation was finally complete. Mrs. Yuan tested the bed and showed her happiness. Later, she carried her husband over to let him try the new bed. Here they adjust the bed to find the optimal position for feeding and for watching TV. Without the ability to speak, Mr. Yuan simply smiles to signal his approval. There are smiles on the faces of his family, such as his children and his 80-year-old father, who are truly grateful for this act of kindness.
In celebration of the Dragon Boat Festival, volunteers at the Tzu Chi Suzhou grounds made more than 1,000 vegetarian rice dumplings for the Tzu Chi care recipients and scholarship students. As they delivered these zongzi to the families, they also brought warmth and love.
At the Tzu Chi Suzhou grounds, Tzu Chi volunteers prepare more than 1,000 vegetarian zongzi to be delivered to people they care for. Among them, Liu Jiaojiao has been looking forward to this visit.
师姑你包的，我师姑不会包，是我慈济的其他师姑师伯一起包的。哦，有很多人的爱心。
In addition to zongzi, the volunteers have brought a framed picture of Liu's loved ones.
I feel so delighted, happy, and warm.
Liu, who did not like to go home, was once a source of concern for her grandmother. However, she now shares Jingsi aphorisms with her grandmother and prays for everyone. She even donates filled coin banks to volunteers every month.
Pass it on to other people. Yes, I can switch to a new one.
Then the volunteers arrive at Zhu Yu's home to celebrate Dragon Boat Festival and his birthday.
送蛋糕来跟你庆生，好不好？你开心吗？
Zhu Yu, whose father is away from home, is mature despite being shy. He never asks for cakes on his birthdays. On this birthday, he has made a wish for his grandmother.
好，祝予合掌许愿。
I hope my grandma will not be too busy.
我回报奶奶。
I want to get into college. I will do my best to help grandma with my abilities.
The person who bought the cake is the considerate daughter of a volunteer.
今天这个蛋糕是我女儿。
My daughter bought the cake with her pocket money. Yes, I also feel quite blessed as my daughter is very considerate.
These Tzu Chi volunteers have delivered zongzi, which are not only tasty, but also imbued with their best wishes and love.
Heading across the ocean, Tzu Chi volunteers in the U.S. are also celebrating the Dragon Boat Festival. The Tzu Chi U.S. headquarters initiated a campaign across the country to make 10,000 sticky rice dumplings in an effort to raise funds for their international relief work.
Tzu Chi volunteers are busy washing bamboo leaves and stir-frying ingredients, which will be mixed with sticky rice. They even use cups to measure out each portion, so that all the rice dumplings will be the same size. Everyone is working hard to produce 10,000 rice dumplings for charity.
They have to make sure that the edges are sharp, and that there is enough filling in every rice dumpling without breaking it. It takes a lot of skill, to be honest.
On the eve of Dragon Boat Festival, Tzu Chi volunteers in the USA are making rice dumplings for charity sale, and in just 1 week, over 300 people were mobilized.
My daughter helped me apply for leave so that I could be here. I am really happy to be a part of this effort.
Fragrant sachets in the shape of rice dumplings are also very popular. Meanwhile, Tzu Chi volunteers of the Texas chapter used multi-grain rice to make rice dumplings, which are healthy and not greasy. The volunteers started preparing them 1 week early.
Because of timing, we only have 2 weeks to make them. Preparation alone takes a week because we have to wash the bamboo leaves, soak the rice, and prepare the ingredients.
Although busy, volunteers cherish the rare opportunity to get everyone together.
It's a great feeling. It's like we are one big family. I am really happy.
With Tzu Chi volunteers across the United States working together, not only have they achieved their goal, they have also succeeded in raising funds to help the suffering.
In South Africa, most of the Tzu Chi volunteers are Catholics or Christians, but they still participate in Buddhist celebrations just like the rest of the volunteers. This year, for the month of May, the volunteers visited 11 villages and held Buddha blessing ceremonies in 8 of them, giving more community residents the opportunity to bathe in the Buddha's grace. Outside a care recipient's home, Durban Tzu Chi volunteers set up a simple yet elegant Buddhist altar, inviting local residents to join them in honoring the Buddha.
Take the flower.
Since 2015, Durban Tzu Chi volunteers would hold Buddha Day ceremonies in the community for residents who can't make it to their official event. This year, they visited 11 villages and held 8 community ceremonies. In total, they traveled over 900 kilometers. During their month of celebrating the Buddha, the volunteers even brought a small altar inside a church to give the seniors an opportunity to pay their respects. Durban Tzu Chi volunteers guide 2 seniors to honor the Buddha, and in that moment, the church service and the Buddhist ceremony becomes an interfaith religious event. To celebrate the traditional Duanwu festival with a bit of flair, the staff at the Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital's Geriatric Center had the seniors decorate an egg before testing their agility at sending the egg on its end. The activity helped train the seniors with their concentration as well as hand-eye coordination. That's all the time we have for today. We'll see you next time.